Hello, everyone. It's our first show of the year. Georgio just reminded me, actually. Yay!
Happy New Year, it's on my calendar. What's up, everyone? Happy New Year to everyone in the chat. We were just saying how the chat is on fire. We needed to jump in.
Yes, because we all know that you're not here so much for Jen Shah, but more about the Harry and Meghan.
There's not really much to say about the Jen Shah stuff. I think it's pretty black and white at this point.
It is, but we can have like a sneak peek on the next season, maybe of Salt Lake.
Just the cast and what the future of the show is. There's a lot of talk around the show maybe being put on pause, so we'll look into that like towards the end for sure.
Absolutely. Happy New Year,
Happy New Year, Storm.
Hello, everyone. Howdy. I'm going to say hello to our chat and our mods and the members as well. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Yes, please support Georgio's channel, guys. This is a new year. He's got new goals for the year. So let's help him boost his subscribers so he can reach the 1,000 mark of subscribers, so he can finally start doing lives and stuff like that. So
I just realized also that I have the community tab now, so I can make posts. Yes, okay. I just realized it this morning. I was just on there on my page and I was like, wait, what is this? So I just made my first post. But yeah, so very exciting. Thank you for everyone who has supported and subscribed. I really do appreciate it.
And hi, Gloria, bon année to Gabrielle as well, and any French-speaking people in the house. Isa, hello. Let's hope Mercury retrograde will leave us alone tonight. That's what we were saying with Georgia before, because until the 12th, we're in trouble. And this Mercury retrograde is driving everyone insane.
It really is. It really is. Everyone I've talked to, it doesn't matter who.
Yeah, I know. And not just that, like it's been, I bought new equipment, which I can't use today. I wanted to use it today because it's Mercury retrograde. So I've got new camera, I've got new stuff, but I need like a dummy battery for it because stuff like a ton of stuff that I didn't even think about because thank you, Mercury. And because of my brain as well, because I was off for 2 weeks. I had acute bronchitis, for anyone who didn't know. That's why I kind of was like under the radar last 2 weeks.
I'm so glad you feel so much better. That's so like annoying to deal with, especially over the holidays.
Especially over the holiday. It was horrible because, we're just stayed at home. I was feeling miserable. I got antibiotics. And as soon as I got antibiotics, I was feeling better. But I'm not too keen on getting antibiotics.
No, I know. They're not really good for your system.
No, it's not good for your system. It's not good for your immune system, for everything. Mm-hmm. Hello, Elle. Oh, I'm so glad everyone's in the house. Highlight mission. Yeah, guys, I'm excited. And there's going to be a part 2 and a part 3 with the Harry stuff and Meghan. Of course, he's got the interview. The interview comes out tonight, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's got an interview with Tom Bauer, which is going to be shown today in the UK, tonight in the UK. I think it's going to be in about a couple of hours. And yeah, he's got that because he's on a promo tour right now. And then we've got the Anderson Cooper interview, which comes out on Tuesday, right?
I think so, yes, from what I saw.
Same day as his book comes out, although
it's already leaked.
We'll talk about it. But before we get to Harry and Meghan, a couple of things, because then we will go to Jen Shah, we'll go to Salt Lake City, and then we'll just leave time for Meghan and Harry. And I know everyone's got a lot to say. I want to remind everyone, please keep the conversation in the chat civil. It's okay. You can absolutely love Harry and Meghan or absolutely hate them. This is irrelevant to us, okay? We're just doing commentary here and we're throwing the cards. But we can agree to disagree in a very loving and kind way, and let's keep it that way. Mods are going to be on full alert, so if anyone's misbehaving, they're going to be kicked out. Sorry, guys, but it is as it is. Right. So, and another thing I also want to remind everyone, because I keep forgetting to plug my own crystal shop, and I've got new crystals coming in, and I'm so excited. That's why, because I'm restocking now for Valentine's Day, and I've got beautiful crystals on their way. So I should be receiving this week. So if you want beautiful, high quality crystals handpicked by me, they're all authentic. Nothing is fake. Nothing has been dyed. Nothing has been man-made from the stock that I have. Please go on to illuminaryshop.com and choose your crystals. And I'm sure Isa and Gabrielle will just drop the link below. Right. Oh, there she is. Gabrielle is on top of it.
Always.
And here it is, the link. Right. And I think since that's done, and one last thing that I keep forgetting, but this is even more important than everyone else. I've got a rescue fund for the strays here in Greece. There is a huge issue, Georgio, that you were here as well. You've seen the situation.
Yes.
It's really bad. So, and because I do volunteer and I do a lot of work with shelters, I want to ask you, if you guys want to donate, I have a different PayPal for the Fem Rescue Fund. It's called Fem for Rescue. Everything is down below. You can see on the ticker there. And I will, as soon as we just collect a certain amount, then I will start doing some vlogs as well. And I'll be showing you where your money and your funds and your donations are going. So I think I'm done for now, so we can just dive in. Let's dive in. Giorgio, tell us, just update everyone about Jen Shah and everything.
So basically, Jen Shah was sentenced on Friday, and it was pretty much most of the morning news, at least for Bravo content creators. Luckily for us, we had a few Bravo people that lived in New York that were able to sit in the courtroom and listen in. And shout out to Inner City Press. I do want to say that they were covering the entire sentencing from the minute she arrived to the minute it was pretty much done and then some. So shout out to them for doing an outstanding job of keeping us all up to date. But nonetheless, so originally she had asked for a 36-month sentence and put a whole document together explaining why. And of course, they came back and said that that wasn't going to happen. There was no way she was just going to get 36 months. The max, though, was 130 months is what she could have gotten. And I guesstimated they would give her between 5 and 7. She ended up getting sentenced to 6.5 years and I think 5 years of supervision once she is out. And she has I think it's up to $9 million in restitution that she has to pay, but $6.5 million in forfeiture. So yeah, and I believe she goes back to or check in or whatnot in February, mid-February, I believe. I think it's the 17th. Day after my birthday, actually.
It's the 17th.
Which is the day after my birthday. So yes, and obviously there's a lot of mixed commentary around it. A lot of people think it's a very light sentence. A lot of people think it's a little harsh. So it's very interesting.
It's very interesting. Now, the other question I've got 2 questions. How come Todd Chrisley got 12 and Jen Shah got 6.5?
Well, I posted a funny meme today on Instagram, and it's a meme about that. And it's the picture is Kim Richards in Amsterdam looking across the table at Eileen, kind of like a little crazy. And it said Todd Chrisley looking at Jen Shah, basically why did he get this maximum sentence? But people in the comments, it makes sense. Todd Chrisley defrauded the government, which is a big no-no. Jen Shah just defrauded some elderly people, which clearly our country doesn't really care for anyways. So I think that's probably the biggest reason. The government doesn't like it when you screw with them. So
I would think so. And also I think it is because Jen did plead guilty towards the end, whereas Todd didn't. So
that
maybe
is true as well.
they also factored that in. I'm assuming. Okay, I don't know.
I'm sure that made a huge difference.
We need Emily D. Baker here. Just
no.
The other question is, how is she going to pay off the $9 million? I mean, it's not like she can sell off her designer bags because now we know they're all fake.
No, I mean, I really don't know. I actually was talking to Jeff about that last night. We were talking about that. We're like, how is she going to be able to come up with that kind of money? Like, what is she going to do to be able to pay that back? And how does that even work if she can't? Like, I don't know. It just seems like an astronomical amount of money.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And the other thing is, and I want to ask the cards, we're not, as we said, we're not going to spend too much time on this, but I am interested. How come Coach Shah? Like, okay, here's the thing. So we did see something leaked. There was a text from Jen.
Yes.
Was it to Stu or someone else, right?
Well, it was basically text messages showing Jen Shah in a group message with Stu and I guess a couple other people that worked for her. Basically, I guess in 2018, they were getting investigated. And I guess she was letting them know that she was going to run the questions by Coach Shah because I guess he used to be a lawyer. And they would fill out the answers and then she would give them that to follow in terms of how to answer the questions.
Okay.
And so that text message led people to think, wait a minute. So then does Coach Shah know what you're up to and what your business is really all about? Because the way it sounded was like, oh, I need his advice on how to answer these questions. But then on the flip side, I thought about it too. It's like, it could have been standard questions or questions that were more intricate, not so much blaming or saying that your business is maybe fraudulent, but maybe these questions would lead someone to think based on how you answered them that maybe this is a fraudulent business. So maybe he didn't know the detail, but maybe advised her based on his legal background as to how to answer the questions without giving too much information away, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Because this smells to me a little bit like Erica Jane and Tom Girardi. Like, how complacent is Erica Jane? Like, did she know? Like, we know she signed papers. Did she know what she was signing? Same goes for Coach, right? So, interesting. But I am going to pull because I am nosy and I want to know about Coach Shah. I mean, do you have any questions or chat on? Oh, like Mission says, delusional. I really hear that she's going to jail. Yeah. And I think they even said at the court, she said, like, now I'm taking my medication so I can see, I can see clearly. I'm lucid.
She had a party the night of the sentencing. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. If it has hit her, she is delusional because it's clearly not affecting her. I mean, it is what it is. I get that. Like, what do you want her to do? Go like run around the streets screaming? But like,
right.
Have a little tact. Don't go have a party. You know what
right?
I mean? It just looks tacky. Like you just defrauded all these people. You got a pretty light sentence.
Yeah. Oh,
for the amount of money you ripped off of people for that amount of time. Yeah, I do. I do think that you should go with your tail between your legs, go back to Utah, stay indoors until it's time to go do your time. But throwing a dinner party and hiring bodyguards to cover you while you're sitting at your table.
I know. It's like middle fingers all over. That's what she's doing. And then saying, I don't care, and
she doesn't care.
She doesn't care. No. I want to say that good. You reminded me, Zesty. Thank you. And you heard it here first because we did say, and I did predict that Renna is going to be gone, and she's gone. So there you go, everyone. And I know Twitter has been rejoicing about.
Oh my! You guys, I didn't realize so many people that followed me on TikTok were that upset with Renna that when I posted that she officially left, my entire comment section was like party time.
I know.
I would say about 5% of the people were like, this is going to be a huge loss for the show. But I would say 95% of the people were like, let's have a party.
I know. But let's see
Which
what
I
we're
didn't.
going to do now. Who's going
Yeah.
to say how they're going to reshuffle the cast? Because we do need a shuffle recast. And I have to say that my favorite Housewives right now is Miami by far.
Yes.
By friggin' far.
What are you guys doing if you're not watching it? I swear, if people think I'm trying to overhype it. Please tell them, Natalie, if you've been watching this season, how good it is.
It is so good. Guys, it is like the original Housewives. Like,
yes.
Go back 7 years ago. This is the Housewives where you have organic fights, organic relationships. They make up, but the fights are real. They're not just storylines. They're not, drumming up drama or, situation. It is so bloody good. And Larsa this season,
she clocked in this year. I just said that. I think I said it a couple weeks ago on my I am like, where was this Larsa? She's like, she's giving everyone's business and tea. She's just like bringing. I love this Larsa.
She's bringing it, yeah. I love this Larsa too. I mean, that's a mean girl vibe, but it's a Housewives mean girl vibe that we want and we love. It's not the Rinna, the Rinna kind of like vibe.
I was gonna say Larsa's doing more of that, like the one cousin who's nosy and gives everyone's business away, but you still love her. That's different than the neighbor who I would consider Rinna, who's the nosy neighbor who just wants everyone's business so she can go ruin everyone's day in life. There's difference. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, because I feel that Larsa can be rational. You can rationalize with her. You see how fast, like as soon as she gets it out there, like as soon as she stirs the pot, Larsa, and then she's fine.
But then she can move on. That's what the thing, like, I like about these ladies. They can really go through it, but then they move on. We're not dragging it on for episodes.
I absolutely love it. I love how they all have genuine, authentic storylines. This is what I love about it. We have, oh my God, what's her name? Lisa going through this traumatic divorce right now. Lenny, who's disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's disgusting. I mean, how oh my God, we have to do a Miami show because I feel like we're just gonna go on and on. We need to do Miami.
No, we definitely need to put that on the books because it's really good, you guys. So just keep that in mind. So maybe if you guys, it's on Peacock. I know it's annoying if you don't have a subscription, but it's totally worth it.
But you don't need to buy a subscription. I can tell you where I watch it from Europe because I can't have a Hulu subscription.
Oh, that's right.
Because I'm not in the States. So I have couchtuner.show. Google it. You've got all of the shows, all the series, new movies, everything on CouchTuner. You stream it. There is a little issue with these like annoying pop-ups, ads, but it's okay. Once you overcome that, that's where I get all my shows. The only thing is you get them about 12 hours after they've been, broadcasted, but that's fine. So if you want to watch
it's just like on demand. Yeah,
exactly. You just use that. Now, I saw some questions here. Storm wants to know. So one was, okay, so do we see Coach and Jen staying married? That's the first.
This is a good question.
That's a good question. I think we did a reading on that a while ago.
I want to say we did, or we touched on it maybe.
I think so, yeah. Hold on. So what? Whoa, okay. As soon as
wow.
I was about to say. Where are my cards? So, Coach Shah. Well, okay. I'll give you the jumper card. But I feel this is interesting. Ooh. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. So they're not going to get divorced while she's in the slammer. Okay.
Oh.
They've got kids as well. Don't forget. And also they've got their finances are tight now. Obviously they have to pay for their lawyers. They have to pay the restitution to the victims and whatnot. So Coach Shah right now, that's the last thing in his mind, to be honest. I don't know what's happening with my, thank you, Mercury. I don't know what's happening, why I'm pink all of a sudden, but there you go. Next week though, I'm gonna have my new equipment, so that's gonna be good. So Coach Shah is shying away from the fact that he is somewhat complicit to all this, okay? But I don't feel that there are hard facts, or they weren't after him at the end of the day. But if they really wanted to find something, I find that they would. It's not like he didn't know what his wife was up to and where the money was coming from.
Interesting.
Justice. So here's the thing. I get the justice card. So this is her sentencing. This is her going to prison as well. And the hanged man. So I don't feel that they will get divorced, or they will officially to the public, because I do feel Coach Shah is going to go on with his life. Yeah, I do. He's not going to stay around, wait for him.
I wouldn't. I mean, I didn't. I mean, I would have assumed while she was away, because I know that it could be easier for the divorce process, because technically she wouldn't be able to contest it. But it is interesting, and I just don't picture him being able to stay after all of that.
No, he's also got to think about his reputation, his career, and his kids. They've got boys. And that's what annoys me with Jen Shah. You go out and have a dinner for 20 people when your kids are probably mourning the fact that they're going to lose their mom for 6.5 years.
Imagine that.
Don't you have any sensitivity? Don't you
imagine seeing your mom on like page 6 and all these blogs at the night of her sentencing, having a dinner party?
Exactly. My point exactly. I mean, what can anyone say about Jen? So yeah, listen, it's not going to be easy. That decision's not going to, you know what? I feel you heard it here first. We'll find out in a few years. But the one who's going to initiate the divorce is not Coach. It's Jen.
Of course it is. Of course.
Confirmed by the cards. What can I say?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord, it is. There was another question, guys. I'm sorry. Is Coach Shah innocent with this? And did they have an open marriage? Is the next question. Thank you, Seth. Good questions, guys. You bring it every week with your questions.
I know.
We love it. Wait until we get to Harry and Meghan. I feel that's where it's all going to get. Ooh. I need sound effects like Kempire has.
I love that soundboard he has. It's so good.
Isn't it? Wait, I think. Hold on. But StreamYard does have sounds, by the way. Hold on. Okay. That was not a good idea. Okay, next. Right. So, question: is Coach Shah innocent in this? And did they have an open marriage? Oh yeah, because also didn't it come out that Jen had an affair, which I think.
Yeah, there was new evidence that was submitted right before, I think it was Wednesday. And in there, I think TMZ got a hold of the restraining order, but basically there was a woman in Nevada who claimed that Jen Shah was having an affair with her husband. She confronted Jen. Jen got upset. Jen tried to reach out to her. The woman says that she ignored Jen. Jen allegedly drove all the way to Nevada and apparently got to this woman's house to confront her at 2:30 in the morning. Hence why she got the restraining order. But I don't believe that it was actually used towards this, because even the judge kind of wanted to differentiate the fact that Jen is not the Jen Shah we see on the TV show. There's a she's not interested in that narrative, which, is interesting as well. Because I don't think there's very much of a difference between the Jen Shah on the show and the Jen Shah in real life.
No, I don't think so either. I think what we see is what we get.
Absolutely.
Personally. Now, to answer your question, let me answer the open marriage question. It seems so. In my opinion, my own personal opinion, it seems they did, because I do see women around him and I do see her. She, the thing about, okay, so I don't feel Coach Shah, it's more, I feel, a physical thing. Like these are like affairs, or like he might be allegedly sleeping around during his marriage, but I feel this is more to satisfy a need or his needs, whereas Jen just does it because she can. So
Right.
I don't feel that there's that. Now, to answer the first question, first part of the question, is he innocent? I cannot say a yes or no, but I can tell you for sure that, just like I've said about Eric and Jane, no one is 100% innocent. If you are sharing the same house, sleeping in the same bed, okay, figure of speech, you don't necessarily have to, and you're married for so long with someone who's been scamming people. And I just feel Coach Shah is a lot smarter than Jen, a lot smarter, a lot more strategic. And I do feel that he played the role of consultant. He didn't necessarily, you know, if you know what I mean. Like I feel like
Yeah, I think he answered questions.
yeah, or maybe he gave her advice, like told her how to do certain things so she wouldn't get caught as easily. Okay.
Of
But
course.
his role is much more minimal than that of Jen Shah's. And he makes his own coin anyways. Another thing that I get is I feel that Coach did invest some of his money into her business when they started this business, or when she started the business. So he did have some money.
He has connection to this for sure.
Oh, on the death card. The death card. So the death card to me just shows the death of everything, like the end of the marriage, the end of the scams, of what they were doing. So yeah, he's not 100% innocent. It's a shame because he's very likable. He's
Yeah.
extremely likable. He's extremely good. I mean, he is a coach, so he's extremely good at, talking and empowering and helping you out. So it's a shame, unfortunately. But then again, they found each other, they married each other for a reason. So
Yeah, I mean, it
birds
can't
of
be
a
that
feather
he's
flock together.
like he's not angelic in all of this, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So I don't think that he had like full blown on, his part wasn't huge, but definitely he had a part of in it anyways.
Yes.
Let's see. Lars is giving. Okay, everyone's on talking about Miami. All right. So I think if there's anything else, then we can go ahead and start.
Is she friends in Salt Lake?
Oh, yeah, Georgia. You were saying.
I think we should end this part of it with Zesty's question. This is there's another theory that's come out recently, and I'd be curious to see what your thoughts. Could we ask how Heather got her black eye?
Yes, because I've seen those theories too. There's so many theories out there.
Because they're not going to tell us clearly. Heather's made it clear she's not going to tell us. So
I'll tell you without pulling the cards what I felt, what came through when I was watching the episode.
Okay.
I honestly thought this was an accident, or like I didn't feel that someone did it to her. Okay, I didn't feel that someone clocked her or anything like that. I don't feel it was Botox gone bad or
I
any
didn't think
kind of
that
like
either.
injectable. No, I did feel that there was an accident. And what she did is like she stretched it out just because she feels very sure about herself this season. And I feel that she's taking on the Renner role, and she's being a little bit like, the meanie and the one who stirs the pot. And I think this is what I got when I watched the episode. I don't think it's anything dramatic. I really think she was
So they
so
definitely
drunk.
embellished on this for sure.
She was so drunk. She like hit, I don't know, like an open cupboard or something. She fell, whatever. But I'm gonna pull the cards just to show you guys what the cards are saying too. How did Heather get her black eye? Yeah. And I don't think it could have happened. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I've read all sorts of things. Drinking. There was drinking. We know that.
Yeah.
She's hiding the truth. She's hiding the truth. She is embellishing the whole story. That's what she is. I'm sorry, guys, if you thought that Jen hit her or something dramatic happened, this is not what I'm getting. Okay, with the Ace of Swords, she came up with that as well. And I wouldn't be surprised, and don't go after me, guys. This is my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if she actually put extra makeup on the eye to make it look even more dramatic for the camera. This is what came through. So.
Wow. You know what, though? At this point, I believe you because I think I was getting kind of that. At first, I thought maybe Jen did it drunkenly, like she, you know, how she gets like messy and stuff.
Yeah.
But then after that, I was like, okay, well, if that was the case, we would have exposed this by now on the show, and production would have shown us because there was cameras all over this house.
Right. Absolutely.
So, like, it makes sense that she probably did this, and now she's embellishing for a storyline because she doesn't have one.
And can I tell you something else before we move on from that? You know that scene in the middle of the night where we see someone knocking on Heather's door, and she opens the door, and obviously, and thank you, producers and editors, for not showing us who it was. And they made it appear that whoever that was the one who probably
did
factored.
that.
I'll tell you what, this is what I feel. I think she hit herself. She, you know, her eye started swelling up. She called whoever that was and she said, I need your help. Can you come to my room? So what they did is they twisted the whole thing to make it appear like someone knocked on her door and then there was there was a fight.
Which is interesting considering how they're making Jen look in those scenes to make her look even more guilty, right? It's like they're trying to paint the narrative because they've already cut the season short. This coming week is the season finale. It's only 14 episodes.
Well, what season? What was
I know,
there about
it
the
wasn't
season?
I mean, it really wasn't. It was such a waste.
Only Lisa Barlow. To me, Lisa Barlow was the star this season. She brought it. She's really
the only one.
herself.
I mean, keep her and Whitney.
I agree.
Meredith too. I'll keep Meredith, but I think we need a shake up. I don't know, but we'll,
Bring Mary Cosby back.
I know a lot of people are asking for her to come back.
This is how bad a season is when we want them to bring back the one person we didn't want to have last season. Just saying, this is how bad it is. So I think we're ready now, right? To dive into the Harry and Meghan. So everyone grab your drinks, your popcorn, whatever it is. And let's get to it because there's so much and I've got notes. So I don't think we'll be able to cover everything today.
No, there's so much.
I've got not just notes here, I've got them on my phone too. And I'll tell you why, because I've said this before. I am a royal watcher. I've always been. It comes from my family. My grandmother was somewhat, let's say, she worked with my Greek grandmother worked with the Greek queen. And my grandmother anyways knew members of the royal family. Anyway, that's beside the point. My grandmother's no longer here, but that's how I kind of got into, learning and sort of following the royal family. So I will not only give you input as the psychic, but I'll also give you input as in the knowledge that I have regarding certain protocols and certain things and how things work in the royal family and the monarchy. So let's start. First of all, you did watch the Netflix docuseries, right?
Yes. Wow.
Thoughts?
I mean, listen, do I agree with some of the commentary around like, well, you guys made such a big spectacle about wanting your privacy, and now here you are opening up your lives to cameras. But when you watch it, they're not really getting like followed all too much by a camera crew. A lot of it is their own personal footage. There is the interview section where they obviously they had cameras there. So I respected the fact that they wanted to tell their story from start to finish their way, because I do think that the media kind of told us their love story. And I think a lot of the stuff that was going on was problematic. Do I think the press embellished on it for reasons that I feel were to cover for another family member that was already in some hot water for some other alleged uh, activities? Yes. And after watching the Netflix documentary, or docu-series, if you will, it made more sense when they started talking about how Harry was confronting their PR person about why is Meghan getting thrown under the bus every 2 seconds for a story when there's other people here that you guys can, like, mix it up a little bit. But it was clear that that she was the new girl on the scene. And so, I mean, I'm neutral. Like, I'm not like team this, team that, but I do think I'm more team Harry than I am the royal family, only because there's a history of things that have happened. And I think I empathize with him because of his mother and the fact that when you hear his side of it, it seemed very cold and lonely growing up like that and not having your mom there, who seemed to be very nurturing and maternal and all those things. So did not have that anymore, and then be in this cold environment where now everyone is allowed to exploit you, and you have to be okay with that because the people,
Right.
pay for you guys to live this way. So it's our business, whatever it is that you do.
It is
So
our business. I absolutely agree. And I feel that the protocol and the way that things are done is changing, especially with William. Not with, I mean, with Charles is trying. King Charles is trying, but I feel William does. But I have to say that William also lost his mom. And I do understand where Harry's coming from. That's why he titled his book Spare, because that's literally how he feels. Spare is just a title, or not a title, it's sort of describing a role, right? So because he was third in line. So it's like, if God forbid something happens to Charles and William, then that's why Harry is the spare, because he's going to step up and become king. Now, I see what you mean about the Netflix, because it was very well produced in the sense that they used music and they used imagery and they used all sorts of things to kind of like pull on our heartstrings. What I know about the documentary, because you're absolutely right, it does feel like, most of it does feel like they had an iPhone, and they recorded most of the stuff themselves. And that's exactly what happened, because they did have a production crew at first in the beginning. And what happened was they fell out. And Meghan has a history of that. She has a history that people can't work with her. And so they fell out. So until they could find a different director and production crew, because it was also an issue with the director, because the director also wanted to film in their Montecito home and they said no. And if you look at the docuseries, we see the house from the outside, but we were never taken inside. We're never being shown. They record in other people's homes, Tyler Perry's, other people's homes, but not their own. So that's what happened, and that's why they kind of had to record their life in between directors and production. Also, they did admit that this docu-series, they started filming for it or prepping for it before Megxit was announced. So, and if you look at the excerpts from the book that leaked, and if you look at Oprah interview, and if you look at the docu-series, there's so many conflicted information. But I want to say a little bit about Harry's book. We haven't read the whole book because it's not out yet, but there are a lot of excerpts out there in the internet world. And I feel that Harry is not doing Meghan any justice in this book, because he is somewhat what's the word, like so for instance, I'll give you examples. Meghan's interview with Oprah, she said that she was suicidal when she was pregnant with Archie. Remember that? And she had no one to talk to because she felt like the royal family was giving her the cold shoulder, and that she ended up going to HR. HR. Okay, that to me sounded really funny. You are married to a prince, and there's no one you can talk to. So, and she said that she didn't know how to reach or to find a therapist. That was during Oprah. In the book, though, and we'll find out in a few days, Harry says that he basically said that he had his therapist on speed dial. When William pushed him and he fell in the dog bowl and he pulled the necklace, what kind of necklace was it? Was it a chain? Was he calling it a necklace? I'm just saying. It all sounds a bit weird. He said that he went and saw his therapist straight away, and that he even had a joint session with his therapist and William. So what's the truth? Meghan could not find a therapist while she was in the royal family, when she was pregnant, but Harry has been in therapy since his mom passed. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think this is, I mean, listen, there's on Twitter, there's a trending hashtag currently, shut up, Harry. So it's, there is a big amount of people, there's a good amount of people that are really pointing out the things that you've just pointed out. There's inconsistencies, there's different strategies to the way that they're doing what they're doing. And, for a split second, I had my Kris Jenner hat on, and I was like, wow, how convenient that some excerpts of your book have leaked in Spain just right before your big release, which is obviously going to draw attention to the book, which is going to try to drive sales. And I'm not saying that they don't have the right to make money. They decided to leave. So now they do need to financially sustain themselves and figure out how they're going to make money, right? So what's the next best thing? She comes from entertainment. He's in the press. He's obviously going to sell things. So is she.
Yeah, but
is it at the expense of people? And, where's the line? Is there really stuff going on there? Or was this a spat that could have been left out? Like, where does it play into the story? But apparently it played into the fact that it had everything to do with Meghan. It wasn't just a random spat. So it's like these little things. I'd be interested to see what the entire book says.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, and we will
because I'm sure that there's context to the story, and there's a reason why that, was brought up.
Just that I find, Georgia, the excerpts of the book, just like at the beginning, I'm like, someone's trolling us. Like Meghan is trolling us. Like this is not the actual book. Like the stuff that he said, like how he lost his virginity, the way it's written, what he says. I'm like, okay, so I understand this is a memoir in a sense, but I mean, is this really what we want to know? Or do we really want to know that you and your brother are circumcised? That is personal information that we don't really want to buy your book and learn about. That's not why we're going to buy the book. We want to know how you grew up. What made you a man? What did you do after your mom died? How, tell us about your time in Afghanistan. Don't tell us about how many you killed. That was another thing that he said that was a faux pas.
You know what I almost think he's doing? I almost think he's in this rebellious mode. And I think he's almost being like, fine, you guys want to know every stupid little detail about my life? Here, when I was in Afghanistan, I killed X amount of people. I lost my virginity at this age. I'm circumcised. I like Wheaties. I hate Lucky Charms. Like, I know it's ridiculous in the context. Like, we'll read the book when it comes out. We'll give it its full shot. But I'm just kind of I play devil's advocate here, because I also feel like, what if there is really dark stuff happening there that's just not being discussed? And maybe this is an embellished situation, but it's bringing certain things to light that should have changed or should change. Does that make sense?
Don't get me wrong. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I do believe there's dark stuff. We
Oh,
don't know what
totally.
happens behind closed doors, let alone a royal close, like royal gates, right? I mean, there's so many
Mhm.
things that we find out about people that we know that shock us that we didn't know was happening at home or et cetera, et cetera. So I totally get that. And I do feel that he has a lot of resentment and a lot of hurt.
Yeah.
He's quite bitter, but here's the thing. What I don't like is how Meghan, I feel, is instigating everything. They keep harping on about privacy. Take your privacy. You guys need to heal. If it was so bad for you, the royal family, and you're finally free and you're finally at the other side of the other end of the pond, then just take time off social media. Don't give us
Don't
time
have a
too.
podcast.
Oh my god. Yeah, the podcast. I forgot about the podcast. What did you think of the podcast? Did you even
I won't listen to it because I just find it to be such a cliche now. Like everybody who's got something to say. Listen, and this is not, I'm not saying if you want to start a podcast, absolutely start a podcast. I think everyone can do whatever they want. It's just with her, it just seems like everything is, it's
Ev-
almost like she plays to the public like she's easy and laid back and she's very much relatable. But I really think she's quite the opposite
Yeah,
because
I feel so.
the way that she's laid this out is almost like she kind of worked with some PR person and they were like, here's what we've mood boarded based on your current situation with Harry. Like,
100.
you know what I mean? And I do
Yeah.
think that there is some of this, what you said, which is like she's instigating it. So, for instance, like, I think that she adds fuel to the fire if Harry is having a conflict within his family. 100%.
Mhm, mhm,
She's not maybe playing on the fact that, oh no, that's your brother. Maybe like that
mhm.
shouldn't be something that you reveal. Maybe keep some of that for your like family unit.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like she was like, no, get it off your chest, Harry. I'm embellishing, guys. I'm not saying that she said that, so don't come after me. I'm just saying, like, but I feel like she could have been the one that was sitting next to him being like, no, you're right. They shouldn't, you should not feel that way. You should get this off your chest, or you should be able to say what you want to say. It was your experience.
Yeah, and I
So,
do feel like she plays the Diana card way too much. I mean, if you go online, you will see how people, and I love when internet sleuths just do all the work because you can see how she's worn in different, okay, while they were still in the royal family, and she wore practically the same clothes, the same style as Diana. So I do feel that she's taken and I feel sorry for him. I really hope he has good therapists around him and he does get help because I do feel that and he doesn't have a history like his ex-girlfriend. So everyone from Britain, anyone who's watching this from Britain, we know because every time he had a new girlfriend, everyone's like, oh, how long will this last? Because he was just so wild, very immature, very brass sometimes. That's how he was when he was younger, especially. You could see that he was rebelling in a sense. But you could like especially Cressida was really good for him because she balanced him out. But you see with Meghan right now, she's not balancing him, she's not grounding him or centering him. She's, as you said, she is adding fuel to the fire. She's like, poor you, Harry, you don't deserve that treatment. And you shouldn't allow anyone to question like the color of the color of the skin of our unborn baby. What? And I've had this discussion with people who are mixed race, and they all said we were all wondering what color, what kind of skin our baby's gonna have. And it's part of it when you were,
but this goes
mixed
to show
race.
you that you can really, you could really take two things and make that, like, you can take something out of context and create two different narratives. Like, to your point, it could have just been an innocent, like, I wonder, what the baby's going to look like because you've got this fire engine red hair, she's mixed
Right.
race. this is interesting for the family, but instead I could also see them saying like, yes, that was how it was said, but I found it to be offensive. So I'm going to lead with the fact that they were questioning it. And again, this is based on what she's saying, right? Because she's the one who led with that initially in the Oprah interview.
Well, there's a lot going on, but I think we can, I don't know, let's start with questions, but what was the other one? Oh, the whole bridesmaid gate. I wrote the whole bridesmaids dress gate with Charlotte, Princess Charlotte. So in Oprah interview, Meghan said that it was Kate that made Meghan cry. And then now in the book, one of the excerpts came out and Harry said that it was indeed Kate. It was Meghan who made Kate cry. Okay, because Kate had just given birth to Louis. I think she was 4 weeks postpartum. You know, it's a hard time. And then Meghan was just allegedly, and this is what's come out in the various books that have come out about Harry. And they're all saying that it was because Meghan was upset that the dress wouldn't fit Charlotte and she called her a porky or something along those lines. So yeah, and Harry pretty much admitted it in his book because he said, so there's a lot of stuff. I want them to keep up with their lies. If you're going to lie or if you want to embellish things because you do want to create a brand so you can make money off of it, keep track of your lies. Keep track of what you're saying. This is my issue with them. I wouldn't mind if they'd gone off, sailed off onto the sunset and lived their lives, went off to, you know, Africa, you know, taking care or looking after elephants. I really couldn't give a toss, but I do care when they're all including us in their mess and their drama and their family drama, and this is what annoys me.
Well, they're playing off of the reaction to be able to monetize it. That's all.
Yeah, and that I have an issue with it. How many more? We had an Oprah interview, you know, we had books come out, we had Finding Freedom come out where she denied that she co-wrote it, but then when they went to court for defamation, she admitted that she gave all that information to Scobie. There's just a lot, and we all have questions, and then we might as well just ask now some questions, whatever you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, let's take the last 5 minutes and really, because I mean, we all know what's going on, and I think everyone sees both sides of it. Really, I think everyone sees the inconsistencies, and they also see the points that Harry has made. And I'm not saying one or the other is different. But I do agree with you. It's like you're almost toying with everyone by exposing so much and then expecting this big reaction, which is happening, right?
Right.
Hence why I think this hashtag Shut Up Harry has started trending, because I think people are they don't want to know. Some things are just that TMI. There's certain things where you didn't really need to let everyone know that, but
I agree.
Clearly, they feel like it's important for the story.
So there's a lot going on. I want to give you now, before I pull cards, a prediction, okay? Because I've been feeling it for a while now. So I do feel that, in a sense, this book. So here's my theory. It is my theory. Don't go after me. I am psychic, so I might know a few things more than than some of you, but I'm not saying it like in that way. I'm just saying that bear with me with what I'm going to say. So my prediction is that I do feel that this book, Harry's new book called Spare, was ghost written, but I feel that Meghan put her hand in it. I do feel, because she likes to write. She writes his speeches. She tends to take other people's quotes and make them their own. I mean, she has a history of that. But I do feel that part of this book was written by Meghan. So here's why. I do feel that she's setting him up, because I've been feeling for a while that they're not living together, or they're kind of separated, or at least they're not living together the whole week. So there's certain days that maybe they're living under the same roof. And I do feel that around March, April, around springtime, we will get the announcement of the divorce. And I do feel that this book was, in a way, a setup from Meghan for all this information to come out. And let's see what else is in the book, okay, before we start judging. But I do feel, because a lot of this stuff that he says, he talks about drug use, he talks about, you know, women and how he treated women or how he liked to be around women. So there's a lot of stuff there that someone, i.e. his wife, could use for the divorce settlement. But what
interesting.
I don't know how she's going to go around it, because those kids, and if they were born of the body, which means that they were born that Meghan birthed them and not a surrogate, or they weren't adopted, then these children are under the protection of the monarchy, under the protection of the king. So I'm not sure how this is going to be another mess that's going to come up with the divorce, because I don't know how this is going to be, because one child was born in the UK, Archie was born in the UK, Lily was born in the States. I don't know how they're going to do this, if they have dual citizenship, dual passports. This is going to be a mess, and this is my feeling. And you heard it here first. I do feel that there is a divorce. A divorce is looming. So, yeah.
Stay tuned.
Who said yes? I do feel they're separated and close to divorce. And I do feel that, here's the thing, don't get me wrong, I do feel Harry is mesmerized by Meghan. He does see elements of his mom there. He really needed someone like Meghan, like a strong, empowered woman by his side, for him to feel empowered and find his voice and find himself. And I do feel that he still loves her, but I don't feel the same from her side. And I'm not being biased. I swear to you guys, I'm not being biased, but this is what I'm picking up. So that it's not. And I did do a reading for someone. I'm not going to say who, because we all know them. So someone asked me, and it's not campfire in case anyone jumps to that conclusion, but someone did ask me to pull some cards about on this relationship and between them. And I did see that Meghan was seeing other men. Allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Just saying.
Just saying. You never know what happens behind closed doors.
You never know what happens behind closed doors. And you don't know what kind of arrangement they have themselves. So there
exactly.
you go.
That's the other thing. You don't know.
So, guys, what do you want to ask? So, shall we start? Okay, I'll pull some cards on their relationship as well. So,
yeah, let's just start with pulling some cards on the current relationship and go from there.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna do both. So I'm gonna do Meghan separately and Harry separately, because I want to see separately how they are, what their energy is like in this relationship separately, and then I'll tell you more. Hold on. So I'm going to start with Meghan and then Harry. So what's the relationship like right now? What is going on with them? So let's start with Meghan. Work. Meghan is working. Hamster wheel. Oh no.
Oh,
all right. So wait, I haven't even pulled Harry's. Hold on, Harry. Okay. So unfortunately, I'll show you, everyone. So I have the Eight of Pentacles for Meghan. So to me, it's like working. She's constant, like she's hustling. She's working. She is Lisa Rinna, Kris Jenner. She's that kind of energy, like never stop. Okay. What are the next steps? What do I do next?
Yep.
They're running out of cash. They're running out of money.
Though.
They're hemorrhaging money, though. They're hemorrhaging money. That's super stressful, which is why she's, trying to figure things out. So for the non-Meghan fans here, and for the Meghan fans here, because I feel that there are going to be two different reactions, I do get the pregnancy card. And I've been feeling that they're going to pull that card, because they they did have a miscarriage before they conceived Lily, if you remember. That was 2 summers ago.
Yes.
But when I read, again, it's my opinion, but, as an intuitive, I never felt that she was pregnant. I felt like when that story came out and she had she wrote a whole article on, I don't remember which newspaper, about her experience. While I was reading it, I didn't feel that that was genuine. And I'm sorry to say that. Maybe she did have a miscarriage before, but I don't feel that specific story that she was talking about was true. Okay. But I do get the pregnancy card here. So that's gonna be interesting. Oh, they're moving. And it's Meghan who's moving.
Interesting.
I see her moving. It could be happening now. So I feel within January she is packing up and moving out and moving somewhere else. Harry right now, funny enough, and I know Harry gets a lot of flack right now on online, but he's loving the attention. He's loving the fact that people are listening. Even if they're judging, even if they're harsh, he loves the fact that he's put out all of that information. And I do feel some of it he wanted, even if for us it's cringy,
Yeah.
he wanted it to come out, and he's happy that it's done. I feel that he feels a lot more lighter
Yes.
that, and I have the page of wands here. I feel I feel this is Lily's energy, or Lily's card. He's very connected to Lily. I feel that Lily might remind him of his mom.
Okay.
Or he might feel that his mom has been reincarnated into Lily, but I just feel that there's a spiritual bond and connection that he has with his daughter. Now, he is making plans for the future. As I said, I feel that a divorce is imminent, it's looming, it's coming, and I do feel that he's getting ready for things. He's making plans for the future. Knight of Swords. He will probably go back to UK. So I don't feel that the divorce will be announced when he's still in the US. I do feel that there will be some kind of announcement out of the blue when and I don't know about the coronation. The coronation is in May or in June, if I'm not mistaken. I feel that he's taking another trip to the UK before then. And maybe that's when he probably goes back to the UK he will need help or support. I don't know what it is, but I feel that he's getting ready to leave. The devil. Things are not as they appear to be. The devil shows also, unfortunately, and it makes me sad to say, and I've been feeling it, addiction issues. He's got addiction issues, and it might be as well that he might be going into some kind of clinic or rehab, hush hush, low, but he does have some issues there.
It's so sad.
It is very sad. It makes me magician. Oh no. Okay, I knew it. That's why I pulled one more card, because I was going to say, let's go to the next question. The magician, to me, it's almost like he's under a spell.
I was thinking that, I felt that when I watched it, because I turned and looked at Jeff and I said, I really hope she is not going to make a fool of this man for her own gain. I don't know why, but it was when they were talking, or she was talking at some point in it, and for some reason, I just felt like, oh, she's like basking in this a little bit.
She is. The good news is with Harry, I can tell you in a few years, though, people will somewhat forget what happened and the things that he said and certain behaviors and all that. And Harry will come back to us, to anyone who loves him, or to the UK people, okay? He will. It will be hard work, but he will come back, and I feel he will be more at peace in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But there are certain things that have to happen until that happens. And I'm telling you, I don't see Harry moving yet, but I do see Meghan packing up as we speak. She's getting ready to move.
This is crazy.
Which is interesting. Right. What else do you guys want to know? Ask me anything. I keep dropping my card. Sorry about that. Any questions in the chat that I've missed?
I don't think so. I've seen this question a couple of times.
What is it?
Very January. Is politics in the future for Meghan?
I know that's been going around for a year or two, right?
A lot of people have been thinking that she would be interested in that.
But then she got the cold shoulder from the Obamas. She tried to remember.
I know, and Michelle Obama kind of didn't really
invite her.
Like she was very much in favor of this documentary.
No, and they didn't invite her at her birthday party. Obama's birthday party. They weren't invited. And Meghan, when she was still in the royal family, she did a Vogue editorial and she did an interview of Michelle Obama.
Mm-hmm.
And she claimed that Michelle was her friend. So was Serena. So were all these celebrities.
Well, all of a sudden, yeah, I know. She's like best friends with all these people that we've never seen her with until she became married to Harry.
Her family. And then her niece, her favorite niece, couldn't go to the wedding. You saw that in the documentary. She was crying and she was like, which I thought was a bit of an extreme reaction. Like, okay, fine, you just move on. But well, that's me or you, because we're Aquarians. We move on from stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just the whole thing is weird. But let me just focus on that question. Hold on. Will Meg get into politics, or what are her next steps as well? Let's see. Ooh. She won't stop. She's a hustler. I have to give it. I admire her for that. And I have great respect for that. She is someone that won't, she won't quit. She'll keep going. She'll keep reinventing herself. Politics. No, I don't see the politics. I don't see it. Might have. Maybe she did. She tried or she wanted to, but I don't see it happening.
Or it could be that she could be the I always figured she would be good as the brains of an operation, but let the man lead the way.
Yes.
Like she would advise him, this is what you need to say. This is what you need to push. I'll write your speeches, right? She's a writer. I could see her writing for a politician or maybe ending up with a politician and ending up in politics that way, maybe. But I don't see her going out asking people to vote for her to be on some like.
Well, I mean, right now she's not popular. Who's going to vote for her?
No, but I could definitely see her working around that in some capacity. Maybe not so much like in the role, but.
Absolutely agree. Now, also the world. So her plans are changing. So she has these plans, she had these plans on creating this huge brand and Archwell and this NGO. But things are not going to go the way that she's planning. Okay. So things are changing for her and they're not changing for the better. They're changing very, very differently. She is making plans. She's looking to the future. She is talking to someone. So there is a man that she confides to. And that's separate to Harry. Very separate. I don't even think that Harry knows this person. Yeah, and this guy has a lot of money. He is a business owner and he is helping her financially as well.
Hello.
So, but no politics for Meg.
All right. I think we should take one more question so we don't completely overrun.
Sure. Did we miss any questions?
I'm trying to see. I don't.
Sorry, guys.
So.
Wait, I'm going to bring up some of your comments. For a few
People
months
are
that
asking if she's going to replace Rinna. That's hilarious.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing her as a housewife. That would be fun. They apparently left the rebel. Okay, there you go. So there is talk about that.
Oh, why don't we end with Angela's question? Will Harry find love?
Well, okay, let me find it so I can bring it up.
Angela.
Angela, there, I found it. Okay. So, will Harry find real love one day? I think when he finds the right woman, he'll blossom. He'll be a different person. He just needs a mom and a dad. And of course, the royal family, the institution, and the Brits, it is the way we are. It's like the stiff upper lip, and we don't talk about emotions, and we don't talk about feelings, and let alone aristocrats and
Oh God, yeah, no.
royals. They don't. So he just needs a warmer environment, someone who will just give him love and affection and all that's missing in his life right now, because he's not missing anything else, is he? He's got money, he's got titles, he's got power, he's got
tons of privilege.
Tons of privilege. So let's find out about his future love. I do see a woman, she's blonde. I feel she's going to be slightly older than him too, because I know Meghan is like 2 or 3 years older than him. She might be 2 or 3 years older as well. Page of Pentacles. Okay, these were like the jump cards. I'll show them to you in a minute. I see that. So I don't see Harry jumping into another relationship from the moment they get divorced or separated. It's going to take 2 to 3 years before at least we find out about it, or he sort of jumps into a serious loving relationship. He does need to work on his addiction issues, because that keeps coming up, pulling those cards. I feel that he needs to work with a spiritual coach or someone, because there's a lot of spiritual energy around him. He has a lot of guides and ancestors around him, including his mom, Diana, which that indicates that he needs a lot of spiritual help right now. Maybe he should go off for a few months to Africa. He's very connected to Africa. He's got a spiritual connection to Africa. And I do think that would be a good chance for him to go and just spend some time alone. But I do see that there is, so this blonde I'm talking about is not going to come into his life. She's around him, so they know each other already. Okay, nothing's happened. They're not an item yet, but they know each other. And she has a very grounding energy. I like her energy. Here's the thing. This is a relationship that's going to develop slowly. It's not be like Meghan, where they jumped in. It was a whirlwind. It was all that. That's not how I feel. So that's why I feel it's going to take 2 to 3 years before it really sort of
actually becomes a thing.
Yes, becomes a thing. The Fool, there you go. He's going to change his life around next relationship. Things are going to feel and look very, 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 very different. Very different. Almost like, we're going to start like wondering. And I said before, I did feel when I pulled the Magician, it's almost like he's enchanted under a spell. And this is how it feels, which is also partly because he's also over medicating or overindulging himself.
Right.
But what I am getting is that he will cut those ties, these cords that connect him right now forcefully to the US, to Meghan, and to this brand that they're building. This is not him. He is made to believe that this is what he needs. This is the way forward. And he believes it because that's what he's being told.
Well, because he doesn't know anything else.
He doesn't know anything else. That's why. And he needs a little bit of freedom. He needs to go out there, flirt, meet people, travel. But don't travel with PJs. Don't lecture us on, I'm sorry, that's another thing that annoys me. Don't lecture us about the environment when you're taking PJs like private jets and dashing all over
I
the world
know.
in private jets and you're on yachts and whatnot. Just don't do that. Travesty, travel. Oh my God, I keep calling it travesty. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to shade him, but Travelist. I don't even understand what Travelist is all about. Remember, he started Travelist and he said this is the eco way of traveling. I don't understand what that's about. I went into the website and I still could not understand.
It's not very clear.
It's not clear. Yeah. And then you travel. But anyways, that's shall we do one last question and then go? Do you have time? Like
quick
one?
One last question.
Okay, who is this person? Thor Sandalwood was done for Meghan and Harry. Please watch the episode. Netflix and Sparrow will have backlash on their reputation. That's for sure. Sandalwood, haven't heard. Is this a creator or is this a reader? But I will check them out. Thank you. Any more questions, guys? Okay, because I can't go because so many of you. And by the way, again, I keep forgetting to remind you to thumbs up this video. Please like this video, especially if you're new here, because I know that the Femmies always do that. And also, don't forget to head on over to, oh, there he is, Georgio's channel here on YouTube. Everything is down below. And give him a thumbs up and a follow, guys. This will really help us. Okay, so I heard say Meghan and Harry are reincarnated for Harry and Anne Boleyn. I don't feel this is a karmic relationship. Okay, I do. Yeah, the Anne Boleyn thing, I'm on the fence about. I would have to do a deep dive and really read into that and tell you. But no, I don't really see them as being Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. But yeah, we get the spark in the eyes back. Okay, let's ask that. So what does Harry's future look like? Let's end it like that. And then we will, guys. So I know there's so many of you here today, and thank you for joining the channel and thank you for joining the show. Really appreciate it. We go live every Sunday with Georgio.
That's right.
At 2 p.m. EST. So you're always welcome to join because we talk about hot topics of the week, all sorts of things. Anything that we feel like talking about or anything that you guys suggest to us, you are more than welcome to just comment down below what you would like for us to talk about or read on, or just send us DMs. Right. Let's see. Let's end it like that. So what does Harry's future look like? Ooh, I just got something. He's going to get married again.
Oh.
I just got that come in. He's going to get married again.
You heard that here first, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever do true crime? I do want to do true crime readings, and I'll be doing them for the members only. So I'll keep that for the Femmies, and I will start doing them. Let me set up my new equipment because I'm such a dumb because I just got half the stuff I needed. And then we will start doing true crime because I do watch a lot of true crime, and I do work personally with people who I have worked, and I am right now working with some clients on unsolved cases. So hopefully we can help someone as well.
Stay tuned.
Yes. Right. So the Harry's future, and then I'll get Gabrielle because she did a super chat, and then we'll call it a day for some of you and a night for others. So, all right. Okay. Harry's future. See, guys. I'm so glad this came out. Harry will be fine. Harry will be absolutely fine. He's not going to be broken. Like he will always, regardless of what's happening now, and it is ugly right now between the siblings, and it is ugly that he is just like pushing his dad under the bus. But regardless, they're still family and they will support him and help him. Definitely will financially help him to get out of this situation and out of the US when that time comes. Nine of Cups, the wish card, things are gonna they will eventually look up for him. Okay, things will go just fine for him, which is great news. He needs to do a lot of work, but I do feel that he also, when he sort of like restarts or he goes on to chapter 2 of his life, what he needs to do is get rid of certain people. I'm not talking about Meghan right now. There's certain people right now that are around him that, you know, it's not like they go around him because they like him per se, but it is what they can gain from him and what they can get from him. So to reevaluate his relationships, and this is going to be a huge lesson for him as he transitions into the next chapter in his life. I'm going to pull one more card. Knight of Wands. This keeps coming up for him. He will, as I said, a new woman's going to land in his life, will just enter his life when things calm down. And she's going to be wife number 2, and she's going to be so good for him. And you'll see how things will be different as well. Because, mind you, another prediction that I've done with Georgio here, we talked about it a few months ago, and I did say that because someone asked me whether Charles is going to abdicate or if he's going to stay king. There are a lot, and I know some readers did say that they can see William becoming king in the next 2 or 3 years. I do agree. I do feel that Charles' health is this year, 2023, is going to fail him, his health. Okay. And I do have a feeling that he will get very sick and won't be able to reign anymore. And I really don't like saying it, but I do feel that he might even exit and leave us in the next couple of years. So,
yikes.
Yeah, yikes.
All right. So I think who did the super chat?
Gabrielle did.
Oh, Gabrielle, yes. What's the relationship between Tyler and Meghan?
I know. Everyone's like, is that husband number 3?
People want to know how they became friends.
Through Oprah. Oprah introduced them.
Yeah, I mean, they're all on the same.
They're all besties. Gayle King, Oprah, Tyler Perry, they're all besties. Come on. So let's see. Tyler Perry and Meghan. By the way, where's her best friend? Where are her best friends? Like, what was Jessica Mulroney? Where is she? Why isn't she supporting her friend, her bestie? Where is Marcus Anderson, her other bestie, who supposedly introduced Meghan to her? I just got questions.
Oh man, this could be like, this whole thing could be a mini docuseries.
Okay, look what jumped out, the devil.
That's not what it appears to be.
The devil. And I do feel that someone's manipulating someone in this relationship, Tyler Perry and Meghan. Guys, I didn't want to believe it. I did not want to. I couldn't. No.
What is going on?
I'm just going to show it to you.
Oh, stop it. Stop it right now.
I swear.
Stop it right now. Are you kidding?
Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is very like, let's get to it. Let's not waste any time. That energy, that, and the Four of Wands, having fun. Oh my! I have to pull one more card. I don't dare look at the chat because I know what's going to be.
I'm not even going to look at it either because I can't even.
Oh, I pulled 2. Oh, can someone, Gabrielle, Issa, can you pull up Tyler Perry's star sign really quickly because I want to see which one he is. Here I have the King of, or is it Cups? And then I've got the King of Wands too. Look. Okay, I have to bring this. What do you mean? What?
Could you guys imagine?
Oh, Jesus is saying, oh, it's felt that Tyler wasn't two men.
I did too.
I didn't say they're lovers now. You asked me what, well, Gabrielle asked, where's the question? What is the relationship?
Tyler and Meghan.
It could be Jesus is right that he might be sort of playing for the other team, but with this card, it seems to me that there's definitely flirtation, or there has been something's happened. Something physical did happen, though, or at least one of the two tried. Virgo. Thank you, Gabrielle. Virgo. He's a Virgo. He should be very intuitive. He should be able to see. So no, that's not him. So who's this?
Virgo.
She met another. Okay, I said before that I feel there's another guy that she talks to and sees. I feel this is him, and she met him through Tyler Perry. Interesting. This is getting so complicated. I know he's a godfather of Lilibet. I know. Wow. Georgio?
That is insane. This is turning into such a saga.
I know. Oh wow, this is so interesting. This could be a marathon if that's why we should do more parts of this, because there's so much that's coming through.
There is. I mean, there's so many avenues to this.
So many avenues, but guys, you can see it loud and clear. It's not me saying it. You can see it in the cards. Jumper, the devil. So things are not as they seem. Someone is playing a dirty game, okay? Then I have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is also the F-boy, the player card.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have the Four of Wands, partying, celebrating, having fun. We're good friends. We like the same stuff. And then this came up. So, I mean, draw your own conclusions.
Wow, what a way to end this episode. That is not what I was expecting to come out, by the way.
I know, right? Oh, we'll definitely do an episode.
We will have to do an entire episode.
And probably next Sunday, because the book will be out.
Yeah. No. So, guys, next Sunday, we're doing the entire episode will be around more of this, because the book will be out.
There's a lot.
A lot of insight will probably come from it too once the book is out officially.
Oh, Zessie's like, don't end. Everyone's like, don't end.
I know.
Oh no. Really quickly, what's the name? It's the Lightseers deck. It's a beautiful deck. Do I have the box? No, I'll show it to you next time, guys. It's a beautiful card. A deck, I mean. So yeah. We've been at it, guys, for an hour and a half. Unfortunately, I know you don't want it to end, but we promise we will pick it up next week. There'll be a lot more to talk about as well.
For sure. And we want to be mindful of the replay audience that's going to have to sit through 90 minutes. So
good point. We
just want to keep it easy breezy. But yes, next Sunday we'll definitely be covering it, because the book will be out. There'll be a lot of other insights coming, I'm sure. So
yes, and before we go, I want to remind everyone to like this video and please subscribe to the channel if you're new here. If you don't know what this is all about, head on over and watch all the different videos that we've done. I've done videos with Georgio, collabs with Kempire, collabs with different people. I bring spiritual leaders from all over the world on this channel. We talk spiritual topics too. So there's a lot. And I'm sure that you will enjoy this space. Also, please don't forget to go ahead and follow Georgio too. We need to help him to get to his 1K, because it's a different world once you reach the 1K. That's for sure. And follow him on TikTok too, because he does incredible and very funny TikToks and very informative on the Housewives and the Bravo shows too. So, and you're getting, like, honestly, you've become so creative doing those. They are a ton of fun, your TikToks.
Thank you. I try to switch it up a little bit, because I don't want to be too newscastery all the time.
No, I like that's what I like, that you're newscastery, but on the other hand, you've got these quirky, funny Aquarian TikToks, which I love. Right. So everyone, thank you for joining us. Again, I've just added the Femme for Rescue Fund PayPal if you want to help the strays here in Greece. I do a lot of volunteer work with shelters here. And that's it, you guys. Thank you for joining the show. And
Yes, thank
see you again
you.
soon.
All right, guys. Talk to you next week. Thank you.
Till next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.